and Matt Hamill.
Yep. Jackson's 32-8-0. Hamill's 7-3-0. Hamill's won his last 5 fights and has looked pretty good in doing so. Who do you like in this one?
Well, Hamill's only losses some really top people.
Well, even one of his losses he won. Bisping.
Oh, yeah. He
totally won that fight. Oh, we're going to argue about this. All right, we'll do that next show. Next show we'll have a show all about that. But no, I think Hamill won that fight too.
Well, I never judged it, so I'm not sure. It was close.
Yeah, it was a close fight. But Jackson thinks he's got Hamill in this one. He thinks Hamill's, not in his class.
Of course he does.
That's what he wants to,
champion.
Yeah, look how many more fights he has.
He's had all this thing. He's fought the best of the best. He's been the champion. In Pride, he was the longest running champion ever. I mean, sir, he's been a champ for a while, and he's won a lot of fights.
Well, Hamill's last win was over Tito Ortiz, I believe. So that's a good match going into this one.
He beat the hell out of Tito, too. Yeah. That was good.
So it'll be interesting.
But Matt's had some really good... Every match he's been in, he hasn't been totally outclassed by anyone.
No, and he's certainly proved punching power and things like that to go with his wrestling skills. And
I was listening to an interview with Randy Couture, and he picks Matt Hamill in this. He thinks Jackson's game kind of plays into his game because Jackson will be coming in. Hamill has a lot of angles in his stand-up attack, and so Jackson will come in and then Hamill will close on him.
Well, I think the wrestling and Hamill is going to take him down.
Yeah,
he's not going to get a chance to pick him up and slam him. I think that Matt's going to take him right down.
I'm going to ask you too. When's the last time we've seen Rampage slam anybody?
Well, that's been the problem.
It's been Pride. It's been since Pride. So yeah, that was talked about today as well. And they said, in this level, it's just he can't get underneath the guys. No. People know too much these days. Yeah. That was in the days when wrestlers were fighting non-wrestlers.
And I think truthfully, he's talking about when he's going to retire in 2 years and he wants to make moves. Well, he's losing interest.
He said he was up to like 255 pounds. He's going down. He went down to 205, so he's had to lose a lot of weight to get down here. Matt Hamill stays in shape,
right?
So you got him. All he's talking about is, I don't know if you saw his, Quinnan's last interview. They said, "What's going to be going on with you?" He says, "Well, I can't wait to get this fight over so I can start drinking." And then he says, "Well, if you win," he goes, "That doesn't matter. Win or lose, I'm going to be drinking." I mean, he's got a party going on. He just wants to get to the party. Absolutely. Well, Matt Hamill is serious about his art.
The one thing Jackson has for him, he can knock anybody out at any time.
Well, they both, yeah. They both got that kind of punching power now, I think.
But Hamill's going up the totem pole, and Quinnan's been there, and I think you're right. I think he's not as hungry. I think that's going to make the difference right there.
Huge difference, I think.
But I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, it'll be a fun, entertaining one as long as they're not... Because Rampage isn't going to grind it out and be a wrestler, anymore, so it won't be the whole time laying down unless Hamill just lays and prays on him. Then it'll be boring. What's the other...
The next match is Frank Mir. This is a heavyweight match, and he is fighting Roy Nelson. And this is a good matchup.
I like this.
I mean, this is a really good matchup because I think Mir's going to have to attempt to knock Nelson out and at the same time keep from getting knocked out.
But they're both jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah.
Legitimate, good jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. Neither guy could beat either guy with a submission if the guy make a mistake.
No, that's exactly right. That's why I think it's going to go to the wrestler and not the jiu-jitsu guy. It's going to be more about the ground and pound and being able to survive. And I really think, again, with Mir, we're going to have to see if he has the win to go the distance.
You'll like this. I told Andy earlier when we were talking about it, I'll pick Nelson if he doesn't throw the jab he threw against Del Santos.
He's not going to fight that way.
He doesn't.
If he does that, I'm picking Mir. If he doesn't,
he doesn't have the fear of.
He was so afraid of getting beat up. He put his hands up here and he lost the fight when he started. And that's not going to happen again. He made a major mistake.
He's grappled Mir. He knows Mir. It's not going to happen in this fight.
Well, that was a mistake.
Who do you think's going to win that one?
I think Mir.
Mir's the most underrated guy, I think, in that division still.
Yeah.
He doesn't get near the respect that he deserves. But that being said...
Well, is Roy Nelson... Is he fighting out of a camp yet?
Yeah, he trains with Couture. Extreme.
He does?
Yeah,
he was fighting out of his house for years.
Yeah, he's been training with Extreme Couture for a while.
Okay, well, that's a big difference. We always said it. How many times did you say that?
Right.
If you're not fighting out of a legitimate camp on that level, you're not in the game. On any level.
No, and it's the same Roy Nelson with the big gut, though. I mean, how hard can he actually be training?
Well, I've seen Mir with the gut, too.
Yeah,
Mir doesn't have a six-pack. I mean,
when they wrestled, though, when they did the grappling tournament, Nelson was fit. He was real fit. And
Really?
I've never seen him like that before. So,
But they're both big boys.
Yeah.
They're both
yeah.
265.
it'll be harder to throw him around with that girth.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be an interesting. It's belly bumping. This is gonna put their lard asses on each other, and they're gonna have to fight their way out. Or if whoever gets down at the bottom first may lose.
I think Nelson's going to knock him out. That's my prediction.
Well, that's what's exciting. It could go either way. Mears had some good knockouts.
Absolutely.
find out Saturday.
I agree. It's going to be a great fight.
Can we touch real quick on the last couple, and then I want to bring in,
Which couple?
well, with the other headliners, whatever we want to talk about.
Well, I think it's really a great night
They're
of
the
fights. We'll
pay-per-view
go through it
events,
pretty
probably.
quick, but on the main card, next you have Travis Brown, who was the Ultimate Fighter 11 winner. He's fighting Stefan Struve, who's on a 2-fight winning streak and has looked really good in his last
But
2 fights.
let's talk about Stefan.
He's about 8
He's
feet tall.
6'11". He's the tallest guy
Brown
in
6'7".
UFC.
Excuse me.
He doesn't give up that much height to him.
He's 6'7".
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think he was that tall.
yeah, he's 6'7". So, this is going to be a tough fight for Struve, no doubt. I think
But
it's
he-
another good fight, though.
I looked up because I've been watching him and he looks different. Have you seen
He's
him?
getting
Picture?
meaner. He doesn't
Well,
look-
he was a baby. He had a
Yeah,
soft
right.
little baby. Now he's got muscle.
Yeah.
He's been putting on about 8 pounds after every fight. He used to be about 225. Now he's at 263. So he's
He's gonna be
planning
a
on going up
different
there. He's
big guy.
he plans on going up to 290.
Yeah.
He thinks that he'll be about right at where he needs to be at 290 and cut down for the
6'11",
fight.
strong jiu-jitsu
6'11", good jiu-jitsu game.
Yeah.
And I like him.
No, I do too.
I like his theories. I like what he's
This is a
saying.
good
He's
fight.
obviously training on somebody, with a good thought process and everything. And so I like it.
Brown's 10-0-1, and I'm trying to think. His biggest the one was against Chikongo, and that was a draw.
Right.
So that's a pretty good guy to draw against too.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a good fight.
But we're going to have to see. Is there any others, you guys? Because
Well, Miguel Torres is fighting, and he
Yeah.
always brings it.
he's going to be
And
on free on
for him
Spike,
to be on
yeah.
the preliminary card, I don't understand it.
But he's fighting an extremely fast guy in Demetrius Johnson.
And
They
he
say
was
he's
a
the fastest guy in
WEC
the
fighter
UFC.
moving over.
But I mean,
Yeah.
that's on the undercard, which is a real surprise to me.
Well, he's on a 2-fight losing streak too, isn't he? And I
Right.
think, and he was the WEC champ, and then he lost that title.
Right.
Then he also lost after that too. So
It is tough out there.
it's hard to stay up
And
on.
it's hard to stay at the top.
Yep.
Real quickly, though, just to finish off the main card, Brian Stan has got Jorge Santiago. I think they found Jorge somewhere in Japan because they couldn't find another fight for him. He was originally supposed to fight Wanderlei Silva. That's not happening. They say it may happen later in the year. Then they had somebody out of Japan for him. Now they have Jorge Santiago, who's been fighting in Japan. So
Yeah, it's kind of a shame because Stan beat
Chris Lieben.
and it looks like Lieben is going to get the fight.
and
Randy,
Lieben,
so.
Lieben beat Jorge Santiago back in
Yeah.
06.
Doesn't make
But
sense.
Brian Stant is right now he's a military guy. He's a very tough guy. Everybody likes him. You've met him before, right?
Oh yeah, I get to see him each year in Vegas. He
Right.
works with the company. He's a really great guy.
Right.
He's in charge of an organization that takes care of military people coming back from overseas and get some jobs. Called
Right.
Hire Heroes.
I mean, this is a good guy.
Great guy.
So that's why he's on here, and everybody really likes him. He carries himself wonderful.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good fight too.
Another thing about Brian, I mean, just about his military, he's seen more action than his unit's seen more action in Afghanistan than any other unit.
Right.
So I mean, these guys have been through it.
So I mean, like I said, there's an interesting group of people on these things.
The last one to get through real quick, again, should be a really great fight. Thiago Alves versus Rick Story. And Rick Story's a pretty tough guy, coming into the UFC.
He is.
So-
And he's gonna. That's one you're gonna watch.
You got
Yeah.
Kendall Grove fighting. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of good people
They owe
on
him
this
one
card.
just
Kendall
because-
Grove's fighting Tim Bosch, who's coming down from 205. So
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hey, Oscar Lors has been our ring announcer for a while here too at our events, and Oscar's an actor and done tons of commercials and has been a big part of the MMA for us recently. And I wanted to bring him in because he's going to be the new host basically for the show. We're hoping to open this up. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Oscar. Welcome.
Come on in and grab a seat, Oscar.
Yeah,
Oscar-
finally somebody who's a professional here.
Exactly. A professional would be nice.
Look at that.
We're going to try and do more segments and have more interviews and more taped things, more features. and things like that. See, Oscar even knows to look at the camera when he's talking.
Yeah, see, we're going to learn a lot from Oscar.
That's because you haven't asked me.
Well, I tell you, first of all, Andy, Jim, I'm extremely grateful for you guys giving me the opportunity to come here and sit with you guys and be part of the Sport Fighting League report. I definitely hope to add to some of your expertise. I know I'm going to learn a few things from you guys too.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be fun, man. And Jay's going to be able to do techniques of the week and breakdown. We might see next time you see that Steven Seagal, special move taught, Jay we'll have that tape and be able to break it down. And we're going to do all kinds of fun things. Go to some gyms. We're going to bring some footage here, Oscar, that we're going to be able to show some of the top level gyms around town. And iWatch is doing a good job. It won't be long. They're growing. And they're going to have their archive section going pretty soon, so that we'll be able to show all these things, and you'll be able to click on anytime and watch past shows and such.
Oscar, your introduction to MMA has been as a ring announcer.
You're right. My introduction, I guess, has been more as a fan for the last several years, as most people. The ring announcing is given me another opportunity to get even more involved in it. This is very exciting for me, so yeah, absolutely.
But
you did a great job at it.
Didn't you start out in the ring though as a luchador?
Yes, I did. No, the costumes don't fit as well as they did, but that's okay. So.
Yeah, the tights are a little snug.
Right, they're a little tight.
You might not recognize him because he doesn't have the mask on.
I can't even fit the mask over my head anymore. Forget it.
Now, before announcing, had you watched some MMA on TV, or was that your introduction?
Oh no, absolutely. I've been a fan for at least a good 12 to 13 years.
You have a brother who's a regular competitor and jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yes, as a matter of fact, just Sunday he took first in a jiu-jitsu with Corral Combat Studio in Chicago.
What's your brother's name?
Danel Etienne, and he took gold in the Arnold in grappling. This year. So silver last year, gold this year.
We should have him on the show sometime.
Yeah. Well, I always tell him he's a jarhead cop too. Sorry. He's 40 years old, no kids, so good for him. He can do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's come down from Chicago and watched you announce and attended several of our events. You'd recognize him if you saw him.
Yeah.
He's a beast. You guys put together.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Well, listen, I've got something here for the end of the week that I've put on here. No, stay here, please.
No, I've been waiting.
This is my. We're going to do this weekly. You guys feel free. You can, other than me, you can nominate anybody in the whole world for this. I won't make myself nominated ever. But you guys can bring someone. But
I could see you nominating yourself.
I could see others nominating me. That's what I'm saying. But especially maybe my wife. I've been pretty tough to live with lately. And once again, thank you, Jan.
That's the funny one.
Did a great job, putting up with me. But the graphics again and everything
Jan,
that we get.
You do a great job
Great
putting this
producer
together
for us.
It's amazing. Week after week, we've really you made us look good.
But A-hole of the week. That is the new one.
That's our new segment, A-hole of the week.
A-hole of the week, and there's
Should
the
people
picture.
Be nervous out there?
There's the picture of my nominee for A-hole of the week, Harold
Mr.
Camping.
Rapture himself.
Yeah, Harold Camping said.
Or is it the moving Rapture?
Yeah, the end of the world, but now it's 5 months later again.
October now? Is that the deal?
Yeah, October now.
Well, I'm excited. I'm going to have another party.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm not going to buy Halloween candy this
Do I
week,
even need to say why the guy's A-hole of the week, really? No. It's just...
well, he already knows he's number one.
Yeah, exactly. So... I think it's just he's 89 years old and he's thinking he's going to go pretty soon and he doesn't want to miss any fun, so it's got to be Rapture now so that everybody else could die. He didn't want to go alone. So maybe that's it.
Well, congratulations to him.
Congratulations. Yeah, maybe we'll send some
of the week.
FamilyRadio.com.
We all sleep over that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We should send a thing to FamilyRadio.com announcing, letting them know that he got it. So I'll send that out to your .com there and let you know. Guys, we had a good time. Next week, we're going to have Jim Smothers talk about his promotion out in Eureka on the 4th of June, bringing in a couple of those fighters that are going to be competing there.
We'll have Oscar leading our way.
Oscar leading the way, and we're going to have a few segments for you next week also. And I think we'll also be breaking down the UFC you guys were just talking about, probably recapping that. So there you go.
Sounds like a great next week.
All right.
And looking forward to it.
Shout out to Max over here, who's sitting on the side.
Here, come on
over here, Max. Let him see what. This is Oscar's.
Add some class to the show, Max.
Yeah, there you go. Look at this guy here.
Max is Max has got actually more camera time than I do, believe me. So he's
and he's shy.
Right. So yeah,
this guy gets to sit about every other time right at cage side watching some of these great fights. So he looks bored.
Well, he helps out too. He does the 50-50.
He does, and I notice the ring girls constantly are winking.